The Last of Us Season 2 Episode 1 review. So, people have watched the show, they are very divided about a lot of things. Now, I'm going to come here, Mr. Sobjani. I'm going to go ahead and talk about the first episode of Season 2 of Last of Us and how good or bad it was. Firstly, let me tell you, it follows a very familiar landscape as portrayed in the game Last of Us 2. So, the very first parts of Last of Us Season 2, Episode 1, seems too close to home when you're watching it. It's as if you're actually playing the game all over again. So, the storyboarding, the scenes, everything, the characterization, everything follows the game to the T. However, there are some aberrations, there are some deviations, and they are really good. For example, we now have a counselor. We also have Joel going ahead and expressing his deepest fears and anguish to a person, which is very much needed. And that is what makes this show very special. They introduce and tweak some parts which really go ahead and make this show such an awesome experience. So, how good it was? It was nearly perfect. It was nearly perfect. It was, if you ask me, season 2 episode 1 for a zombie adaptation, it was near perfect. It was that good, the first episode of season 2. What sucked? Okay, we'll go to that part later. Let's talk about the good parts. Good parts: Joel. Pedro Pascal as Joel is such a rascal. He'll make you cry, man. He's so good. He's so good. And he has really connected with the character. So even though the best person to play possibly Joel would have been Hugh Jackman or Jamie Alexander, but Pedro has made this role his own, and he gives a soul stirring performance. Excellent, excellent. Joel is brilliant in the first episode. That is Pedro Pascal. Then Isabella as Dina. She has actually gone ahead and surpassed Dina, because Dina came across as a very AI created kind of a character, VFX created character in the game. Honestly speaking, this is an upgrade. Isabella is so good as Dina that I just don't know what to say. It is one of the best representations of a gaming character on screen, and how to actually go ahead and give it a facelift. It's that good. So Isabella just knocks the ball out of the park with her portrayal of Dina. Thirdly, Caitlin Dever as Abby. My God. Just with her limited screen time in the first episode, barely 4 or 5 minutes. I'll tell you something, I know it sounds a little biased, but what she has done with those 4 or 5 minutes is much better than what, I don't feel like spelling out her name, Bella as Ellie has done for the whole season, whole first season of Last of Us, or even the first episode. I'll come to her acting later. Caitlin is incredible, incredible as Abby. Because you see, the problem with Abby in the game was that she was so muscular, so big, that we immediately identified her as an antagonist, a villain, and there was no vulnerability to her. But the beauty of Caitlin Devers is that when you look at her, you're actually looking at, oh God, wish she was Ellie. Number one. And number two, her acting, her portrayal, and even the very fact that she's not muscular enough gives her that vulnerable touch, which makes her character a little more engaging and empathetic. That's the beauty. And the first part, the graveyard scene where probably she's burying her father and some of her friends, is probably one of the finest moments of Last of Us. And I was just floored by Caitlin Devers' performance. and I think she will go grow from strength to strength and deliver a knockout performance as Abby for Last of Us. She will steal the thunder from Ellie. I'm right now telling you, The Last of Us eventually is going to be Abby's journey rather than Ellie's journey or anybody else's journey. You may hate her for what she does eventually, but she has a reason to do it also. And finally, let me address the elephant in the room. What do we have to say about Bella as Ellie? Her acting actually goes from bad to worse to horrible to horrid to it's beyond words how bad her acting is, honestly speaking, because it can be seen, because when you are watching Pedro Pascal as Joel, his facial muscles, the way it is trembling, Caitlin, when she's going ahead and portraying her emotions in front of the graveyard, her eyes and everything, and then suddenly you look at Ellie, that is Bella Ramsey as Ellie. It is so much wanting because she's such a mediocre actress. She's such a mediocre actress and she's just destroying the character of Ellie. Of course, she doesn't look like Ellie, and honestly speaking, that part I have to say we are unfair on her. It's very wrong on our part to go keep on hating her, keep on talking about her, about the fact that she's not a good enough Ellie and etc etc. Yeah, I honestly I think I even blame myself for that. But the fact remains that she is an extremely average, mediocre actress who's just plain lucky, who's got the role of a lifetime, who's got. See, Ellie in Last of Us is as good as Lara Croft in Tomb Raider. That is what, to gamers like us, what Ellie is. You know, that is what Ellie is to us. When we played Last of Us, when we played Last of Us 2, we connected so strongly with these characters, Joel, Ellie, Abby, that they became a part of our life. Now, the moment you miscast a person like this, and that is completely the fault of the show producers, we will be aghast. And on top of that, if you get an actress who is a very average actress, I have to say she's a very average actress, very mediocre actress, and who can't emote that well, and every time you see her face and she tries to act, it pains you. It pains you because the show is near perfect. The fact that it will be 99.9% perfect is because of Ellie, because Bella Ramsey is playing Ellie. That is the only reason why Last of Us will never be perfect, and it pains us because the cinematography is amazing, the story is amazing, they are making the right changes, the right tweaks. Pedro Pascal, again I told you, he's such a wonderful rascal as Joel. He's amazing. Abby, Caitlin Davis as Abby, man, oh man, what a performance. What is she doing? It is insane. We are looking at her and we are just, there are two things which are hitting us, that oh how I wish she had played Ellie, and what she's going to do with Abby, because this is going to be a kind of a incredible she's really going to go ahead and bring about, redefine the very element of what an antagonist is with her role. I'm telling you. And Isabella as Dina, man, oh wow, it's amazing that actually Isabella was an alien Romulus with a girl who would have been the best person to play Ali, that is Callie Spino. So it's amazing that she's part of both the universes, because Alien Romulus also, as Fede Alvarez has said, was very loosely inspired by Last of Us. So I would just like to say that the season 2 episode 1 was an absolute blast, and I can't wait to watch more. It hurts because every time you're watching this show and Ellie comes on the screen, it hurts. It just hurts us. Nobody hates Bella Ramsey. Please, we don't hate her. It's just that we are so disappointed with her performance, and she just doesn't look Ellie. She just doesn't look Ellie at all. She doesn't seem her greatest claim to fame is I have not played the game. Oh man, if you have not played the game, then that means then you have not even can't even identify with the character. It just goes to show how lost you are. I'm just, it hurts us. It hurts us. Such a perfect show just ruined by the show producer's ego and stupid decision to cast a wrong actress as Ellie, and it hurts all the more because there's so much of hatred being centered on her, which she really didn't ask for, and it's really unfortunate because we all the fans and everybody, we keep on calling her potato and all that. It's like maybe she'll go Inzamam on us one day, but the point is, you make such a massive mistake, such a colossal mistake, such a Himalayan blunder, and the show producers keep on saying, no, it doesn't matter. We did the right thing. Sorry, buddy, you never did the right thing. The show is running because of the cinematography, the story, the ensemble cast surrounding Ellie, I have to say, that it's carrying her. And eventually, I know it will become Abby's story, not Ellie's story anymore, because Ellie is coming across as a brat. Of course, the game also shows it that way, but at least if an actress looked like her and portrayed her in that way on the screen, it would have looked great. So I just don't know what to say. It's like, you probably take you'd probably take Stan Laurel and you cast him as Sherlock Holmes. How would you feel then? It's something like that which has happened with Ellie. I don't know what to say, but all in all, again, I would just like to tell you, this is one of the finest shows right now playing. Please don't miss it. This is one of the best zombie shows you can watch. It is a kind of paradigm shift for zombie stories. We already had the paradigm shift when we were playing the game. We knew stalkers, we knew clickers, we knew all the like monsters, because we had to deal with them. We had to deal with them really because we were playing against them. So we knew throwing bottles, getting around them, stabbing them when the ammo is low. So we've gone through it. We've lived it. People who haven't played games and were just watching the show and cringe festing or talking shit about the fans who hate Bella, you don't know anything, because you have to play the game in order to understand it. You need to play the game in order to understand how much we connect with the characters of Ellie, Abby, Joel. We felt very sad in the Ned Stark moment. I believe the last episode of season 2 is really going to divide a lot of people, and it's going to be crazy. It's going to be a crazy ride. Keep on watching Last of Us season 2. The next one is coming through. Please do watch it. Again, it's my personal opinion. I think many of you love Bella, so watch it for your own reasons. Love it. All in all, a fabulous, a smashing season 2 episode 1 from Last of Us. It has hit the ball out of the park, and it will only grow from strength to strength because of the jump scares and the moments, because when we were playing the game, we knew what we went through, and we are seeing those moments being recreated on screen, replete with perfect storyboarding. So I think I honestly don't think anything will go wrong with this show. It is going to have a very successful season 2. It's going to have a very, very successful season 2. But again, we have to live with the fact that Ellie is playing Abby, and the person who's playing Ellie is a total misfit, a completely mediocre actress who is just not too good at all. And that's something which we'll need to live with. We can't help it. Hopefully one day we'll again get a reboot where a perfect actress is going to be recast, and we'll have the perfect Last of Us. Thank you everyone. Mancini's score should come up soon, and I'm still waiting on for the take on you moment. So take on me. It's one of my favorite songs. That aha moment. I'm still waiting for that guitar aha moment. So love you. And drunk man, don't get drunk. You've really made a massive mistake with Ella. Ellie. Bye.